What's up, my restored beauties? Welcome back to my channel. It has been a while, yes, trying to organize and get my house ready for the baby. I am almost 38 weeks, basically any day now for me. That's how I feel. I'm preparing lots of videos, even though I will be going on maternity leave. I will be recording lots of videos, bringing them here, since I won't be doing videos for work, which I have been doing for the past 3 months. Kind of neglected this channel, but I do want to go back, and hopefully you have stuck around and enjoy these videos. Today I want to talk about emotions. I don't like to focus on feelings and be led by feelings, because feelings, in all honesty, they come and go. So if you do things based on feelings, you can never move on, because today you might feel happy, tomorrow you may not. So your decisions should not come from your feelings. Emotions, however, are something that are inside. They're part of us. If they're not taken care of, they can run our life. I want us to listen to our emotions. We have so many emotions in life: bitterness, resentment, discomfort, anger, disappointment, guilt, shame, sadness, etc., etc. Let's talk about bitterness. Like I said, if we let these emotions lead us in life, we cannot move forward in anything in life that we're trying to achieve. Okay, so I want you to listen to your emotions. I want us to listen to our emotions and why. Bitterness usually shows us where we need to heal. We might be bitter because something happened to us or someone did something to us, and it's a judgment that we hold on to on others or ourselves. I've met so many people bitter, even in their late years. They still hold on to bitterness. Bitterness is like tying up your soul against a tree, and the wind and every season that comes by, your soul is being beaten up inside of you, and it's not free. Yet your body walks and does everything else normal, but your soul is tied up, and eventually your soul, your heart, will get tired, or will form a disease, or will get sick in a one way or the other. Because bitterness, the word bitterness itself, you're just bitter. You can tell someone by the way they speak if they're bitter about something or not, and how long they've been holding that bitterness. And a lot of people think that by holding on to bitterness, you are sending a bad vibe or a message, or avenging on the person who caused you to be bitter. No, you're not. You are just making yourself sick and imprisoning your own soul, your own heart, instead of letting go and finding healing. So that emotion, when you're bitter, your body will send you signals to let you know that you're bitter and that you need healing. So that there's a positive and a negative. The negative is that if you don't let go, you will start to form disease. Your chest, your stomach, you will have stomach issues, your bones will hurt, you will always be talking negative, and when you always talk negative, they will come to life. And the positive is that it's your body telling you you need to heal, you need to let go, you need to trust, and you need to forgive. Okay? The other emotion is resentment. Resentment is an emotion signaling. It shows that you're living in the past and you're not allowing your present to be as it is. You are just living in the past. For example, in a relationship, if any type of relationship, when you say you forgive someone, but every time you have a fight or something, you bring up something from the past, let me tell you something, you never forgave that person. You are stuck in the past. And it doesn't matter who you are resentful against. It doesn't matter. Matters is that you're stuck in the past and you're not going to move on. You are not going to move on. That bad habit is going to carry you every single day. It's going to be with you, that emotion. And you are only going to damage and hurt yourself. And if you want to be ignorant, stay in the past and not move on, that's fine. You do you. But in order to move on in any relationship or anything in life, you have to let go of the resentment, of that emotion, and forgive and allow God to heal you. Okay? And when you truly love someone, you don't bring the past. The emotion of discomfort shows that you need to pay attention what is going on right now, because you're being given the opportunity to change, to do something different than you typically do. Emotion of discomfort does not necessarily mean that it's a bad emotion. It just means that an opportunity to change has been given to you, and whether it's a bad experience or a good experience, we should welcome it, embrace it, and see what we can learn from it in order to develop any area in your life, whether it be communicating with people, whether it be personal development, in relationships, work, whatever. You should welcome discomfort, because it simply means that there's a change happening around you, and usually we don't like it, and it's normal, very normal, but we should welcome it, embrace it, and see it from another angle and see, what can I learn from this? And the next emotion that I want to share is anger. We have a saying that there's good anger and bad anger, and it's true. There's a lot of things that anger me and a lot of things that are bad and good. For example, today, a lot of people in this country are angry about lots of things that are happening, and we don't like them. So the emotion of anger arises in us, and it's normal. It's normal to be angry, to stand up for what's right, but it's not good to be angry and act upon that anger and hurt someone, harm someone around us. You can be angry to stand up for things that are right in peace, peacefully, without harming anyone around you. Anger is just an emotion that shows that you and I are passionate about something, about the world around us, about boundaries that we have around us. But like I said, don't act in anger to harm others. The other emotion is disappointment. Disappointment shows that you tried something. You might have failed. You're disappointed now. Your expectations were not met. Someone disappointed you. They crossed the boundaries. They did something to you. Usually that emotion is just a signal of you getting out of your comfort zone and trusting and believing and just trying something, whether you get disappointed or not. All of these emotions, you can look at them if you look at them with a positive perspective, you will find out that they're there for a reason. They're there to signal things to us, and they're there to teach us, to learn. They're not there for us to dwell and throw a pity party and open a bottle of liquor and smoke weed or cigarette and just cry and sit there and just say, I'm bitter, I'm angry, I'm disappointed in you, or disappointed in this and that. I have resentment, things happened in the past, I will not trust again. No, these emotions are not for us to just throw a pity party. These emotions are there, they're part of us, inside of us, and they will come through things and experiences that happen to us for a reason, to teach us, to educate us, to give us some knowledge, information, things that go around us, inside of us, that are going inside of us, and then we should listen and pay attention, you know, and think, what am I going to learn? What good is going to come out of it? You know, instead of just sitting and throwing a pity party and crying about it. Okay? Because once you reach a certain age, this obviously you're not going to learn in your 20s unless you're super duper smart. And I hope that you do, but I didn't. You know, it wasn't until I reached my late 30s. But that's because I didn't really read. I didn't really open books. And I'm not talking about internet books, I'm talking about real books, okay? The next emotion that I would like to talk about is guilt. Like the other emotions, it's a normal emotion to have. Guilt is the emotion that will help us understand the person we do not want to be. It will give you the opportunity to forgive and move on. Forgive yourself and forgive others. Let's say you did something, you stole something, you said something bad about someone. If you have the opportunity to forgive, to call, be forgiven, to return whatever you stole, to mend a relationship that you broke, that you're feeling guilty about, whatever it is that you're feeling guilty about, you have the opportunity to fix it. Then go ahead and fix it. But if that person does not give you that opportunity, that's fine. You can offer that guilt, that emotion to God, and let him know how you feel, and he will take it away. The other emotion is shame. Shows that you are internalizing other people's beliefs about you, who you should be, and that you need to reconnect with yourself. Shame and guilt are pretty much very close. They're like cousins or brother and sister. Well, but shame is like if you have, let's say, publicly someone shamed you or has guilt you for something that you did or didn't do, and you kind of carry that shame because you're just like, oh, shame on me, you know, for doing that. You believe it, or if you didn't do it, others will still shame you because of how they internalize you, who you are, how they see you. But like I said, it's also a good emotion. It is there, like the society says, to open your eyes, to figure out who you are, what you want to be and not want to be. Do you want to be shamed and feel guilty for the rest of your life, or do you want to be forgiven and move on and be remembered as someone who has impacted others, as someone who has left a legacy behind, or you want to be remembered shamefully, you know? All of these emotions have the positive and the negative side. It just depends on which side we want to dwell on, which side we want to pick, choose, and run with it. The other emotion is sadness. Sadness kind of brings you, maybe just like an hour ago, I saw something very sad on the internet, how parents abandoned 2 children. And I know the world is full of sad stories. I couldn't help but cry because I just can't grasp around my head how parents can just walk out on their kids. In my opinion, don't have kids. If they're bondage to you, or if they're troubled, just don't have kids. It's just, it's cruel, okay? So you feel sad, in a way it's like you reconnect and see the world for what it really is, and it's sad. That emotion, it's kind of like it keeps you, the sad emotion, it keeps you up, it keeps you in touch with reality, and it shows the depth of your feelings, the depth of your care for others and the world around you. It shows, you know how some people say, this person is just a stone heart person, but then when you see them crying or sad, you're like, oh, I didn't even know you had a heart. So the emotion of sadness kind of brings out who you really are inside of you. And you really don't need to be sad in order to know who you are inside of you. You really don't need to be crying or watch something sad in order to know who you really are. But that emotion itself will bring out in your depth, the depth of your feelings and things that you care for, things that bother you, things that move you, that move your entire inner being. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that now on you have learned a different perspective to look at your emotions instead of just looking at them as a negative emotions. Some of them might sound negative: bitterness, resentment, anger, but they're not. They're there. They're little messengers. Help us understand our inner self, and they each have a negative side and a positive side depending on which one you feed. And I hope that you, whatever you think that you're going through right now, because I'm pretty sure we have so much going on right now in this country with this virus, with all the trouble that's going on. We are full of emotions, anger, bitter, all this, and sadness. All I have to say is, don't let these emotions lead you. Don't feed them with negativity. Just take them as a signal that you need, there needs to be change, okay? And there needs to be a change within your inner self, that you need to ask God. We need to ask God for help, to help us to structure, to control these emotions, to use these emotions and change for better, okay? Because they're there for a reason. They're not there for us to feed them with negativity. So don't let the media, don't let things around feed your emotions in a negative way. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful, useful, and inspiring, that I brought some value to your life. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell button, because if you don't, you cannot know that I'm posting. All right, so be blessed. Bye-bye.